Installing your own towel radiator might seem like a daunting project, but it's actually easier than you might think. So keep watching this to find out how you can do it yourself. And for all the tools and materials used in this video, check out the description below. Before you start, it's important to drain your heating system to stop water from leaking out of the pipes as you work. Unscrew the tails and wrap PTFE tape around them. About 10 wraps should be enough. Place the tails back into the radiator and tighten with a spanner. Take the nut and olives off the valves and place them onto the tails. Then apply plumber's compound to the tails using your finger. This will make sure the joint is watertight and wipe away any excess. Place the valve onto the tails and begin tightening the nuts by hand. Once you've tightened as much as you can, use a grip to hold the valve in place as you tighten the nut with a wrench. Find the center point of your radiator by measuring its width and dividing this number by 2, and check that this measurement matches the pipes. If you want it to sit in the middle of your wall, use this center marking to measure to each edge of the wall, making sure both measurements are equal. Draw a straight line up from this center point using a spirit level. This means your radiator will sit straight. Little tip, draw over masking tape to avoid leaving pencil marks on the wall. Now you need to mark where your brackets will be attached to the wall. This will involve a few measurements. Measure from the top of your skirting board to the center of the pipe, then from the bottom edge of the towel radiator to the center of the valve, and add these two measurements together. Use this new value to mark on the wall where the bottom of the radiator will sit. Now measure from the bottom of the radiator to the center of the first bracket. Then mark this distance above the line you just made on the wall. This is the center point of your bottom bracket. Now measure between the brackets on the back of the radiator and use this to mark the height of the top bracket. Now grab a spirit level and draw a straight line across each of these points so you have the position for the brackets on either side. Measure between the bottom brackets on your radiator and half this number. Use this value to measure where the brackets will sit on either side of your center line. Now that you've marked where the brackets will sit, drill holes into these markings with a combi drill and 6mm drill bit, ensuring you're using the correct drill bit for the type of wall you have. Then remove the masking tape and push 6mm wall plugs into each hole, which may need a little encouragement with a hammer. Now screw the brackets into the wall with 5mm by 50mm screws and use a spirit level to double check they are level. Lift the radiator into position to check it fits onto the brackets, then place the radiator down. Remove the nut and olives from the tails and place them onto the pipes, then apply plumber's compound to the pipes. Now drop the radiator onto the pipes and slot it onto the brackets. Tighten the nut and olive by hand, then use an Allen key to tighten the brackets. And finally, fully tighten the nut and olive with a grip and wrench. Open the valves fully to allow water to flow through, filling the system up. You may need to bleed the radiator once your heating is back on, but this is a really easy process. To do this, locate the bleed valve and using the key, slowly turn it anti-clockwise to open. You'll notice air will start to come out and eventually water. The cloth is there to catch any leaks. As soon as any water escapes, quickly tighten the valve back up. And now you'll have a fully functional towel radiator installed and ready to use.